Hi everyone, I'm Riza with Full Awakening, and I'm here to bring you a daily 11:11 meditation and teaching. The subject of our teaching today is unconditional love means boundaries. I know that that sounds a little contraindicated or counterintuitive. So, unconditional love means boundaries. What does that mean? Well, first of all, let's look at unconditional love. What is unconditional love? That means we love without condition. That is a tall order for us humans, considering that we are all so different and we all feel safe in very different ways. It's really hard to love if we don't feel safe, and it's really hard to trust when we've been hurt before. And so, what is unconditional love? Well, in a universal sense, unconditional love means that I love you no matter who you are or what you've done or haven't done. There's nothing that you could do or be that would make me love you anymore because I already love you completely, exactly as you are. And that is the kind of love that the universe provides. That is unconditional love. And the universe can provide that love because the universe feels no fear. So that is universal love that is all around us. It is inside of us, and we have the capacity to embody that love and express that love in our relationships. And that is one of the purposes that is blanketing the planet right now is as humans, how much universal love, how much pure, crystal clear love can we embody and how much can we express? Well, when we're expressing that in our human bodies, what it means is we have to have crystal clear boundaries. Unconditional love does not mean having no boundaries. And we're often taught in our families of origin and in our communities and in our relationships that, and in our relationships with our kids, maybe especially, that unconditional love, just plain old love, means not having boundaries, means not being able to say enough is enough, or I need you to step back, or I need my own space now, or that doesn't work for me, I'm sorry. But the point is that actually unconditional love, it goes everywhere. It permeates everything. It does not see better or worse, more or less than. And that means that you and the object of your love are equals, right? Empirically, you're equals. And so what that means is that if you love yourself and the other and the world equally, you all get to have your boundaries. You all get to have your sacred space. We are all unique individuals, but we are within a larger collective of oneness, and we are all equals in that collective of oneness. We are drops in an ocean of water, right? But as individual drops in these bodies, we have the right, not only the right, but the responsibility to hold our own borders, to know where our cell wall is, to know where our cell ends and another cell begins. You know, when I'm raising my kids, kids don't have a very good sense of physical boundaries, right? And they start out like this little one, just completely inside and attached and within the bubbles of others. And as they grow, they have to learn how to hold their own bubble or how to know where their bubble ends and where another bubble begins, and how to respect other people's bubbles and ask consent to be inside other people's bubbles, right? This is a big learning for kids, but it's big learning for adults too, not only physically, but emotionally and psychologically and energetically. We need to learn how to hold those borders. And so part of that trust game is not only trusting the other, but trusting yourself to know where your boundaries are and to be clear about them, to be communicative about what your boundaries are. And that's how we build trust, not only with others, but with ourselves, to know that we can defend those borders, to know that we understand where those borders are. So a couple days ago, I put a meme up that is a quote from Spirit from the channeling 2 months ago for our Magnetic Heart Membership Club. And the quote was, when anger rises, it says, step back. So anger, I like to think of emotions as their own emotional winds, like they're their own phantom spirits that roam the land. And anger is a very specific one. Most of us have felt anger at some point. When anger comes in, it comes in simply to say, you have a boundary that has been crossed, right? Since these boundaries are not physically visible to us, these boundaries are felt emotionally. Anger comes in, rises that emotional flag and says, red flag, you have a boundary there that's just been crossed, maybe physically, emotionally, psychologically, energetically. And so you need to defend that boundary. You need to express that boundary. You need to make sure that the other knows clearly and compassionately that that boundary exists and you would like them to step back. right? After that point, anger wants to move on. Anger doesn't have a place inside of us. Once it shows us our feelings, shows us that boundary, then anger wants to blow on through our forest and go on to its next assignment. So it's important not to hold on to anger. It's important to allow anger to do its job and then to release it. There is, in unconditional loving, there is just a neutrality, right? There's the neutrality of, I didn't know that boundary was there, so I didn't express it sooner. That just is what it is. You didn't know that boundary was there, and you crossed it, and you didn't know. So it just is what it is. And so now we know, and now that we know, we can do better, right? We're all doing the best that we can. But when we know better, we do better. Maya Angelou. So this is where we're at, guys. Universal love is bombarding us. It's all around us. It's inside of us, and it wants to be expressed. And so we're going to do a very simple meditation and just feel into that and feel into our own edges, our own boundaries, and affirm for ourselves that we will be unconditionally loving, which means unconditionally loving inward and outward, by being more clear about what our boundaries are and by being brave enough to state them without fear and without aggression. Okay, go ahead and close your eyes. Take a deep breath with me. Allow the energy of your body to ground all the way down to your feet. On your exhale, breathe new light in. Energy down to your feet. And feel yourself anchoring into the earth, all the way down to the center of the planet. And now allow your energy to bloom like a beautiful flower unwinding. And you're feeling that energy around you. Cue in specifically to the particles of universal unconditional love energy that are swimming around you like a cloud of tiny particles. What are those particles looking like to you right now? What color are they? Just allow yourself to witness them. They are flowing around you much like dust flows through shafts of light. And they are extremely cued in to your thoughts, your emotions, your experience. They are cued into your consciousness. So ask that those particles of light focus in on you right now and show you where in your body you're holding this same energy. So inside your body, they also exist. You are made up of this light. So take a gander into your body and see them floating around inside you. And now we're going to feel around us. So ask those little specks of light to show us our own edges. And you may have several concentric circles of edges, but right now, just a comfortable personal body bubble, cell membrane. Make it visible. Make it complete. Ask these particles of light to fill in any gaps or holes, any spaces that are wrinkled, any places that aren't smooth. Reaching in front of you, to the side, and to the back. Now, often people find that their body bubble naturally in a comfortable, relaxed state is about 3 to 6 feet out from the body in all directions. And this is the same sort of toroidal field created by the magnetism of the heart. So if you want to feel that toroidal field, it's like a giant donut that rises up above your head and around you, sort of like grid work, down, under, and then through, holding that central channel of light in the middle of the donut. So go ahead and feel that for yourself and feel that edge. And now what I like to do is I like to call upon my light council. And I have a few different light councils, but I'll call on the brightest and lightest of those light councils and ask them just to hold me. You know, you may envision angels or just other light beings or your ancestors to hold you in a circle, to come in close as a unified circle and stand on the edge of your cell membrane. Feel them standing around the edge, holding hands perhaps, or just unifying energy and creating a nice ring of solid space around you. These are your loving borders. These are your edges, your borders to defend, to affirm, to celebrate. Just take a deep breath here. Now, lastly, we're going to clap our hands together. We're going to rub some of this energy. We can gather it from around us, this loving, unconditional, universal energy, and we're going to create a little orb of light. So mine is a peachy color right now, but yours can be whatever color it wants. The unconditional, loving, universal energy color does not discriminate. So any color that you're seeing it as, that is your vibrational translation of what that energy is. You're giving it a color and a spectrum. And so now put our earth inside of it. And we're just going to squeeze the earth and all of her beings with a little bit more of this universal light that's all around us. We're going to focus it on the beings that are in body right now. And just ask that universal light just give a nice hug to all the beings on the planet. They all might get a little extra of that universal light into their bodies. And now down into the earth herself, all the way through her bedrock, all the way to the dreamer at the center of the earth. May that dreaming consciousness get a little extra love from us right now. And then scoop that up and place that into your heart. Give a deep breath and some gratitude to yourself for taking a little break and being willing to do this meditation with me, and taking a little break and giving this love and light to the earth as well. Thank you so much for joining me, you guys. I'm going to see you next week, and have a wonderful, beautiful end of August.